The mighty sleeps tonight. In the jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion sleeps tonight. And welcome to the Just Call It podcast, everybody. I hope you guys are having a wonderful, beautiful, I forget what day it is, Wednesday night here, June. I'm gonna take a good stab at it. It's supposed to be today. Today's the 16th. Okay, today's the 16th. I'm 100% today's the 16th. Let's fact check myself real quick. Bada bing, bada boom, bada blah, 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 boom, 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 boom. Let's see what's up. Let's check the fact checking device here. I personally bought this fact checking device. It's a very good fact checking device. It's actually one of the best fact checking devices ever built. And today is the 16th. Boom. Today, this was filmed on June 16th, 2021, and will most likely be distributed and be able for your easy listening pleasure to your beautiful ears. Or whether you don't listen to it, I hear there's a new thing going on. Transcripts of the podcast. Podcast for people of deaf and hearing. I'm learning how to get into that. That'd be really awesome if my podcast is available to people of deaf and hearing. I would love to entertain people of any disability, of any kind, of anything, because I have my own disabilities and my own problems. I would certainly like people to entertain me as people would like to be entertained. So, how do you do? Today is a beautiful day. It's a beautiful night. It's getting really hot here in California. It's just blistering, man. It's just so freaking hot. All of a sudden, today is just hot. It's just hot. I live in the East Bay, live nearby the water. Just a couple miles away. I'm just right there by the bay, even though maybe it traps a little bit of fog, some humidity or something like that. But, it's definitely like, it's not the same. I tell you what is not the same. Okay, today I've had the pleasure, okay, to me, sometimes when things happen, right, like, let's say, a movie happens, so say something gets released, and you just kind of don't believe it, so you kind of just wait for one day, kind of hear what people say about it, maybe you even wait a week, some people were even skeptical, about the shot, right? It's so funny that this new sweater, man, I get so carried away with things. So I'll get to that in a second. It's just so funny when when they got the COVID shot, they weren't sure. They were scared that you might get hurt and stuff like that. And that kind of happened with the Johnson & Johnson. I got the Johnson & Johnson shot, so nothing's happened to me. Rest in peace. Knock on wood, you know what I'm saying? I'm definitely not trying to suffer any losses, But I do have to say that the most greatest thing about yeah, this wasn't just frozen. Yeah, I did not froze. I had a brain fart. Totally mistracked what I was thinking about, man. Oh man, I need some notes here. It's just like, okay, the COVID shot. So the COVID shot, people were skeptical of it. I got the Johnson & Johnson, knock on wood, boom, boom, boom. And then all of a sudden, people are now getting it. It's just common conversation now. And without the shot, you can't even live in peace anymore now going to the store. I had the privilege. I've been vaccinated with the Johnson & Johnson probably about a month ago or two, and to say fully vaccinated, say a month ago. And to really be honest, man, it's just so nice to actually walk into a store and not have to wear a mask. It's just so awesome. I don't care what anybody says. I understand that maybe some people who are scared and probably, damn, dude, these mosquitoes are coming out of nowhere, bro. Hold on. You know what I think kills mosquitoes? Candles. Candles, I think, are good to fuck with mosquitoes. Because mosquitoes suck. I hate mosquitoes. Alright, I was trying not to burn myself on the toe. Boom. Whew. So, you know, it's so nice to be able to walk into a store. I walked into the gym today. I was able to lift weights, breathe heavy with glasses on, no fogged up, not worried about that I have my glasses off and I can't even see looking at the weights, man. You know how foolish I look walking up to the weight rack, trying to pick up some weights or some shit, and I'm looking at the weights like I'm trying to like melt them with my mind, or I'm trying to pick them up with telekinesis. You know, I'm just trying to pick up the weights with just my eyes because I can't see. So I'm just squinting, you know, just like vividly squinting at the weights, just trying to get closer and closer and try not to smell the guy's jock as I get closer to the bench next to me. And I'm trying to stay 6 feet, 5 feet, trying to give him that comfort and respect. And it just like, I can't see the weights. And I grab a heavy weight and then I still got to walk over and try to look tough. You know, I break my spine trying to squat today. It's just, you know, you're trying to do a hop, thick boy summer, honoring Brendan Schwab there, Brendan Schwab. You know, I don't care if he takes it personal. It's just like, to me, it's so nice to be able to not wear a mask and not have to worry about that anymore. I can wear my glasses in peace now. I walked forever in every place, whether it be at a store, a gas station, in a meeting, at my works that I worked at, places I've gone to. It doesn't matter. Having fogged up glasses for the past year and a half has completely sucked. Okay, it has ruined a lot of things for me. Don't like having fogged up glasses. I don't like having fogged up glasses. You know, you can't do anything that's intensive. You know, you can't sit in front of people for too long. You know, you just basically just want to kind of just chill and be by yourself, you know. So now that, you know, the order has been lifted here in California, in the Bay Area, where I am at currently, that I know, it was so nice to be able to walk up to somebody and ask them, hey, man, can I ask you a question? The lady at the gym, the fitness place I go to, said, yeah, you can ask me questions. Like, I didn't have my mask on and there was that screen and she had her mask on as is required at work, which I still think is kind of dumb. You know, you're wearing a mask, but then I'm not wearing a mask, and there's, hundreds of people in here not wearing a mask, and you're wearing a mask, and, it protects you. You don't want to get your coworkers sick. Maybe companies don't want to get the liability or something like that, that their employees are getting sick. There's probably a lot of things involved, and who knows where that thing will land as things go on, things like that. But to me, being able to walk up to that person and ask them, hey, is it okay for fully vaccinated people to not wear a mask? And she responded that yes. I had the biggest smile on my face to tell that gym employee that was awesome, man. I'm so happy to just walk up to the treadmill, run full blast on the treadmill at a total of 6 miles per hour, trying to do a light jog, trying to finish a mile that I can barely finish, and, trying to make my way through the gym and then huffing and puffing, and half the people are wearing masks. And then it makes me think too, are half the people in this gym either not vaccinated or they're not fully vaccinated, or they're not fully vaccinated. So that maybe that makes sense, because last I read in my last podcast a couple of weeks ago, I was to pull out the newspaper, was talking about COVID statistics, and only 41% of people are fully vaccinated. 17% are not fully vaccinated. So, you know, it makes kind of sense that statistics of 41% a couple of weeks ago, that, you know, those people aren't vaccinated, and that's why, you know, you're seeing half the people in the state not vaccinated, half the people in the gym not vaccinated, yada, yada, yada. But at the same time, it was very, very weird to see that. And very weird to really, you know, you almost felt privileged that I didn't have a mask. You know, I felt like a royal dude, you know, that I got touched by the blessing of the spirits of the COVID vaccine. This is, you know, the Johnson & Johnson, Sir Johnson and Sir Johnson both knighted me with one shot. So it's just like, to me, I really think it's a really beautiful thing that now this thing's, you know, you're slowly dissipating in the wind, but, you know, you probably won't see them disappear 100%. You know, I'm going to be riding in an airport soon. You know, I'm going to be going down to Cabo. So if anybody in Cabo down there wants to give a shout out to the Just Call It podcast, give a shout out to the Just Call It podcast. In Cabo San Lucas, Mexico. It's gonna be beautiful. I'm gonna go down there with some family. It's gonna be awesome. As in honor of going down to Cabo for a random vacation for my wife, because she completely deserves it. My wife has been working so hard at home and at work. She's been killing it. She's been doing everything that she's doing. I definitely want to give out this segment a little shout out to my wife. And this Clamado's for you. Even though I know you don't like micheladas, but Michelada Bud Light, not a sponsor, okay? But willing to be a sponsor. Willing. And that's a wink if you people can't listen to that and see that, who are listening to that. That's a wink. I'm winking at the camera while I hold the Bud Light at the camera, okay? So, it's awesome. Going to Cabo, that is actually where I proposed to my wife, coincidentally. You know, short story about that. Let me talk about this. You know, let's get into the podcast a little bit. And we're back. As I was saying, a beautiful thing that's going to happen going to Cabo, you know, revisiting Cabo since the last time I was there. The last time I was there, I was able to propose to my wife. Okay, so at the time, me and my wife, which was the girlfriend, let's say a girlfriend at the time, she was the girlfriend at the time, before she became the wife, obviously. We're both living together with two friends who are also a couple. They eventually moved, and then we stayed in the apartment. So we're living good and everything was clicking. You know, we've always been together, well, for a few years at that time, and then known each other for many years before that. And so whatever, we were still living in the apartment, right? And we decided to say, hey, let's go on a cruise, right? This cruise is going to be amazing. You know, we want to get married and all that stuff, but we never went to like a couples cruise type of thing. We were young, you know, I think I was in my 20s, you know, obviously I was in my 20s, I got married in my 30s, so I was in my 20s, probably 28. You know, we were young, we went, so where was the cruise? We went to, boom, let's think about it. We started off at Long Beach, okay, bam, we went to Long Beach, and then we went down to TikTok, clam juice. We went, the first place we went to was Cabo San Lucas, okay? So our cruise was in October, and coincidentally, it was on the day I proposed to my wife, it was on October 31st, on Halloween Day, okay? So it was awesome. So, I got this ring from my mom. She handed it down to me to give to my wife, blah, 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 blah. and I got my wife now a different ring. But anyways, now that was the other ring at the other time. Man, anybody who hasn't gotten married yet, okay, who's listening to this, you know, there's gonna be so many times, man, you're gonna need to get a ring, okay? You need to get the engagement ring. Then you need to get the ring that matches the engagement ring when you marry her, okay? Or you can give her an engagement ring and give her the 2 rings that symbolize the engagement ring and the full marriage ring, but they both match, okay? So that'd be a total of basically 2 times that you go to the store, all right? Or don't be like a fool like me and say, I'm gonna just get her a bunch of rings that I think mean something to me, but don't mean shit to her. And then it took a long time to get her the right ring. So, my suggestions to any man who's gonna buy a woman a ring: go once, get her a good ring. Okay, that's it. That's my advice to you. Back to the story. So October 31st, we go to Cabo San Lucas. It's the first stop on the cruise. I really hope that I'm telling the story correctly. It's the first stop on the cruise. Pretty sure it's the first stop on the cruise. Yeah, okay. It's only a 2-stopper. It was only a 2-stopper cruise. All right. I went on the Carnival cruise ship. And so this was before COVID. All right. This was before COVID, I believe, 2017, 2018 era, that I was proposing to my wife. That is now my wife today, right? Oh my God, no. In honor of also going to Cabo, I'm drinking Bud Light, Michelada, Clamato, not a sponsor, but if I was, winking back at the camera again, that'd be awesome, right? Bud Light Michelada, man. Those Micheladas, fucking bomb. I don't care what anybody says. Anyways, so we went down to Cabo San Lucas in our cruise. We started from Long Beach. We cruised down one day at sea. So if you go on a cruise ship, you've never been on a cruise, because there's been such a big delay between cruises, I'm pretty sure there's almost like an after generation of kids who've never been on cruises before or heard about them, and their family don't even want to go on them anymore because of what happened with COVID. Let me tell you, anybody who's a hater on cruises or cruise ships, stab them. Stab them in the neck. Cruise ships are the shit. They're the bomb. They're the most funnest thing in the world. To go on a cruise ship, it was an experience for me. I was a kid. I was 28 years old when I first went on my first cruise ship, okay? I was 25 when I first went to Disneyland, okay? I got to see things a little later compared to most kids who live in California, in, the general Southern California, Northern California area type of kid, whatever. You don't really go to Disneyland until way later on, right? Like way later on. So I didn't get a chance to do that. But anyways, I went to the cruise ship. It was amazing. You go do so many things. So onto the story. We left from Long Beach. We went down there for one day. Went down there for Long Beach at sea for one day. So you're at the cruise ship. There's tons of things to do, okay? First of all, there's tons of food. You got the Carnival cruise ship. We went on the Carnival Miracle, which was really cool. So that ship, you first go on. There's like a lot of beautiful food. The buffet is really bomb. So they have like the standard food that you just get in, boom, 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 and eat, right? And then they have a little bit better food in the buffet that's a little bit better. But if you don't like all that food and it's doing damage to your stomach, or it's not really, tickling your fancy, you can go down to the mezzanine And you can go and have like this delicious freaking dinner and breakfast. Dinner at night, you get entertained. There's like a waiter that looks like a freaking, you know, he looks like a waiter just like from Clue, you know. He's just waiting at your beck and call, you know. He's what a waiter waits. He waits for you, you know. He's waiting for you when you get there. He's even asking about why you didn't come the last night. You know, I was waiting for you, because he's waiter, you know, and you can't joke with him and be like, yeah, you're waiting for me, because you're a waiter, you know, like, of course, you fool. But, you know, it's just amazing. You go down and get the food. Boom, when the first day at sea, we get the food. Obviously, we go try out all the drinks, right? And they have this really beautiful bar that me and my wife, we fell in love with. You know, we got a chance to have some alchemy drinks, which they call it the alchemy bar, which you can kind of like even customize your own drink. They do like little fancy stuff with your drink. They do it all, right? And then they got tons of activities going on, whether you're interacting with people, interacting with the pool host, you're interacting with games, whether you're watching a movie, whether you're working out, you're just walking around the cruise, enjoying looking at the sea or the ocean, going down up and down the elevators, looking at all the little things around here, looking at all the little weird shops that they have on the deck. It's just a nice experience, sleeping in your little cabin, you know. I got a chance to have a balcony, so it was really nice to sit there on the balcony on the cruise ship and just sit there on the chair and just feel like I'm gonna be like, man, if this thing split in half in like the Titanic, man, how will I go down, you know? Would I be the Leonardo DiCaprio? Or will I be the guy who left his wife, or left his wife, whatever, he in the lifeboat, you know? Who would I be? You know what I'm saying? I'd be Leo, bro. I'm going down. I'm going down with the ship. I'm going down with the ship, man. I'm gonna be right next to the you know, and you remember the ending scene of Titanic? You know, if anybody's seen that, if you haven't seen it, watch that movie. I guess that'd be like a classic now, you know. I think Titanic's almost reaching its 25th mark, bro. That's a little sad on me right here, man, because that makes me feel old. Titanic's, man, that movie came out, man. Everybody was going crazy for that movie, and I was in like elementary. Anyways, Carnival Cruise, you ever been on a cruise? It's amazing. It's a beautiful thing. I'll be right next by the Colonel and the Titanic. If you guys see the movie, I'll be right next to the Colonel. Okay, me and the Colonel are gonna be chilling, and and he's gonna walk in, like, you know, whatever, and he's gonna touch the thing, the steering wheel. He's gonna be like one hand in it, and I'm just gonna be one, like, just like, yeah, bro, this is how it's going down, man. This is it. This is this, you and me. You and me, the Colonel and Leo, bro. We got this. You know what I'm saying? Titanic, great movie. Watch it. So we go down one day in the ship. Me and my wife have a great time. Okay? So I mind all you guys thinking about this. You might also be asking, where's the ring? Where's your ring, bro? If you're gonna, what's this whole significance about the ring and Cabo? Remember the story, man. I proposed to my wife in Cabo. I got a ring, okay? I got a ring from my mom. My mom gave me a ring. I was really respectful about the ring. It was a really nice ring. It's a really beautiful ring that my mom passed down to me to give to my wife to be. And I gave it to my wife in Cabo. But the point of the story is how it happened, okay? This ring, I had it hidden in my wife's car for about a month. She didn't even know it was in her car. I had her own wedding ring in my wife's car for 1 whole month. I hid it there. That's just how cool I am. You know, I can just, like, bro, you don't even know it happened underneath your nose. That's how I am, you know? And then I get the ring, pack it in the luggage, even mixed it in with my wife's luggage together. I get the ring out of the luggage, when we get on the ship, it's a whole system when you get your luggage in the ship and into your room. Let me tell you that. And out of the ship. And then it's a very interesting thing. Okay. Then I get the ring and I hide it in the cabin where we're staying on the Carnival cruise ship. Okay. So remember back to the story. Boom. We're at one day at sea. Second day at sea, we embark to go to Cabo San Lucas. And to get to Cabo San Lucas, you don't just dock like a big ass boat parks on the side of the beach or something like that, of a port. No, you actually anchor into the kind of like at bay, and then you get on little ships from the Carnival cruise, and then you go to the little docks they have at Cabo, because it's so rocky there that they can't even park or build a port of some kind there at Cabo, because it's just ridiculously amount of money. It's a lot of excavation, obviously, and it just damages the nice nature about Cabo San Lucas. It's so beautiful. I mean, it's just a little small area. Imagine this huge docking port for this Titanic type of ship. These ships are huge, okay? It wouldn't look too great, okay? Anyways, so I take the ring. We go to Cabo San Lucas and we have a itinerary planned, right? So I grab the ring, I put it in my pants. Mind you, I have swimming trunks on, little tank top, a little hat, some glasses, some little chanclas, some sandals, whatever, right? I'm ready to go and propose to my wife in Cabo San Lucas. I didn't know how I was going to do it. I didn't have a speech written. I didn't have nothing planned. I said, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to propose to my wife. This is the lady that I want to be with. This is what's up, dude. This is it. If I'm going to do it now, I'm going to do it. And I'm not going to go back. I'm not going to rethink about this shit, because you know what? I could wait too long. I'm going to be too old. It's time to get this shit over with. It's time to go and do this. And this is a good woman. This is a good woman, and this is a good catch. And I was even in the ocean, bro. There's a lot of symbolism in this story, okay? Okay. So I was able to take the ring. We're getting in the boats. We go to Cabo San Lucas. We get there. We already bought a package to go on a little like scuba trip, right? Little scuba, little kayaking and little swimming right there in the Cabo San Lucas. Swim amongst the rocks, seals, and all the little doodads, fishes, and all that stuff, right? So we're on the boat. It's an amazing time, right? We meet a lot of people on the expedition. It's friendly. If you ever go on a cruise, it's friendly. Everybody that goes on a cruise is the friendliest people in the world, man. They come from all over the United States. They go on a cruise. It's amazing. You see people from all over, from Florida, from down south, from up north, from the West Coast, from all over. And they come to go on these beautiful cruises. You get to meet these people. Met people from Canada on the cruise. It was amazing. And we go to a point in the little excursion that we paid for at Cabo, at the scuba. We're already like 2 hours in. It's amazing. We're taking pictures. I even meet a guy that was raised around the same town I was in. And we're like, damn, man, what a small world, Here in Cabo San Lucas, of all places, we arrived at some Carnival cruise, and here we're on a little boat all of a sudden, and you're here. And this is amazing, right? I still have the ring in my swimming trunks. The ring is still swimming trunks. Not that I'm not conscious, not coherent that the ring is in my swimming trunks. It's not that I'm not aware that the ring is. I'm completely aware. I'm totally aware. I'm totally cool as a cucumber. I completely know what I'm about to do. But nobody knows but me. My wife is looking good in the sun. Great smile, enjoying herself like she always does. And there she is. We get there, a little point, we go down to a little bay. I think it's called Little Chilean Bay, Little Carmen Bay, or some shit like that, man. And it's a little way from like the main point of Cabo San Lucas. So we're there, and they tell us, hey, you have an option. You can either get in one single kayak, a double kayak, a paddleboard. You can get some scuba gear, or you can get a floaty, or you can just swim. Whatever you guys want to do, that's your guys' option. So my wife's like, let's get the singles kayak. And I'm like, no, let's get the double kayak. So me and my wife are on one kayak. Okay, one kayak together, which is a double-seater. And we're sitting there at Cabo San Lucas enjoying this with two freaking life jackets on. We're kind of wet, enjoying ourselves, smiling, talking to each other, having a great, magnificent time. I did a front flip off the boat with the ring in my pocket. Cool as a cucumber. I knew it was not going to fall in my pocket. I was so confident that this was going to be successful. We're sitting there back on that kayak, man, having a great time. I'm taking it really far away from the boat, really far, because I don't want no one to see what's going on, right? And I'm like, you know what? We're not too far from the beach, right? Let's go pedal towards the beach. So I'm in the back of the kayak, right? And my wife's in front, so I'm trying to steer the ship, trying to go as fast as I can towards the beach, and then some lifeguard comes out of nowhere and starts yelling at us and says, hey man, this is a private beach. You can't dock here, just start putting your kayaks here. So we had to turn around, right? So I'm like, shit, man, where am I going to propose to my wife? A lot of you are thinking like, when is this guy gonna propose? Is he gonna propose like off the ship? Is he gonna propose tomorrow? Is he gonna propose when he gets some steak or something? Like, what's going on? When is this guy gonna propose? Nah, dude. I said, F it. We were right by the shore, right by some rocks, okay? We're right on top of the water, a little far from the boat that we were with. They came the catamaran that we were on, whatever. I get on one knee on the kayak, floating on that thing, while my wife is turning around like this, staring back at me. And I get down on one knee and I give her my speech and I tell her how much I love her and all those things. And I propose. And she said yes. That was an amazing day, you know? And then, you know, the rest of the trip, you know, the day I proposed was Halloween. You know, it was Halloween night on the boat. We already brought our Halloween costumes. She dressed up as Harley Quinn, looking sexy. You know, she had the makeup, she had everything. I dressed up as Joker, kind of like the Jared Leto Joker type of style. I asked my wife to write damaged on my head, and she wrote danged. D-A-N-G-E-D. She wrote danged. Instead of damaged, she wrote danged. Yeah, man, I got danged that night for real. And it was just amazing, you know, Halloween night, there and my wife, even though it wasn't like, it would have been nice to have family around or maybe some friends or maybe even some more people to celebrate the experience, you know, that I proposed to my wife that day. But, you know, the few people that were on the boat, you know, many people said that was the first time I did an excursion. I hosted an excursion. Someone proposed. And even you proposed in a kayak, you know, it was amazing to hear that. And to hear the people reception about what I did. And it was an amazing thing. And to even recount that experience about to even marry my wife and the day I proposed, it was an amazing, amazing thing. It was cool, man. And like I said, the rest of the cruise was amazing. We went to Puerto Vallarta in Mexico. We had some ceviche from a freaking pineapple. It was just an amazing cruise. And we even did a honeymoon with our cruise when we got married in 2019. And like the story goes on from there as it is now, man. So like the moral of that story would be is to, number one, do not waste time on getting a dumb ring. Get a good ring for your wife. That is the number one. moral of the story. And number two, the moral of the story is, if you have a gut feeling in your stomach that you want to marry someone, I don't give a shit what anybody says. If you really feel it, you got to do it, man. A lot of people would say to hold back on that shit, man. But I would tell you, man, there's some things when you really feel it, you feel it. And it feels good. And you think you're going to do it, you're going to fucking do it. And I haven't regretted it since. It's been really good. It's been good because ever since then, we've learned a lot about each other. A lot of things have happened since then. Between us, ourselves, COVID, living together on our own. It's been hard, and it's been a roller coaster, and it's been a marathon, which I'm proud to even bring up the next subject of the podcast. We're going to be talking about Nipsey Hussle. Nipsey Hussle, the infamous LA-born artist, rap artist. I really, really never knew much about him. I've heard his music a couple times in my past. Wouldn't be surprised if I've yelled his music in the freaking club. I was randomly one day listening to Apple Music, right? And I just had the music just going on a random station. Just, you know, I picked one song that I liked and it was just going from there, right? And then a song came on that featured an artist that I was already listening to. And I was listening to Mozzy, M-O-Z-Z-Y, from Sacramento, the artist from Sacramento, because I was on my way to go do some workshops on podcasting in Sacramento. So I always like to listen to artists where I'm going, right? And just listen about what the area is about, because it's just nice to know those things before you go there. It makes you feel like it gives you a lock in about where you're going, right? So anyways, no, well, not really, but gives you some idea, right? And so going there and doing the Nipsey Hussle thing, listening to the music, it was really cool that it randomly came on because it was inspirational, right? The song that caught my eye is "I Do This." I Do This, 3 words, okay? It's a Nipsey Hussle song. It features Mozzy. It features Young Thug kind of doing the hook. And then it has the really dope intro with Sinister Pooh or Sinister Dookie or whatever. Sinister Pook, there you go, Sinister Pook, okay? Or Sinister Duke. Which from what I hear or read on the internet is that this guy's doing life in prison, okay? And he did a very intimate spoken word for Nipsey Hussle. And I'm not 100% sure if that was Sinister Pook who was doing the intro, or Nipsey Hussle was reading some words that was spoken to him that he then transversed into on the record. But either way, I think it was an amazing thing to listen to the song. I'm gonna put the title of the song here somewhere in the contents about the podcast, but I really hope you guys check that out. It's a beautiful song. You guys probably already listened to this song. It came back in 2016. It's amazing.